How do you find suppliers that are domestically located that are going to sell you products for your Amazon business? In this video, myself and Mike are going to show you exactly how this works and so much more. So let's dive right in.
So we have 4 brands listed here that we're going to go and check out today, and we're going to find actual suppliers that you can go and use. So the super secret tool that we're going to be using is something that we all know, that is Google. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look up a couple of key terms. This is really the important part of this process. And so the first brand that we have up here is Sharpie. So we're going to come to our Google search bar and we're going to go Sharpie Wholesale Distributors USA. And the reason why we use these words is to help signify to Google that we're looking for a certain supplier, not only a certain supplier, but actually distributors of Sharpie products. The reason being is that these are going to more than likely be the suppliers that we want to work with, that are going to be able to sell us products at wholesale cost that we can then go and mark up and be able to sell on Amazon. And we also need to signify a location, right? And we're looking domestically in the US. You can sell on the US marketplace no matter where you're located in the world. So as we dive into this, we want to skip all of the sponsored results. You're going to find most of your high quality leads on the non-sponsored results. As you can see here, we have a number of different results. We have tech distributors, Medcare LLC, HSD Wholesale. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to open up a few of these tabs in the background, and then we're going to go check them out. So I'm going to open up tech distributors. I'm going to open up Medcare LLC, HSD Wholesale. We're going to open up Great Lakes Wholesale. And the reason why I'm opening these up is they give a lot of really good key terms in reading the actual names of the suppliers, reading the short descriptions. For example, Tech Distributors, Inc., distributors, one of the keywords that we're looking for. And then they also note here that they do sell Sharpie, right? The link says Sharpie. Medcare LLC, we do see authorized USA wholesale supplier, exactly the type of thing we're looking for. HSD Wholesale uses the word wholesale. Great Lakes Wholesale, again, using the word wholesale. So we have a few up. Let's dive in and take a little bit of a look at them. So first one up is Tech Distributors, Inc. So wholesale paper and cleaning products. So this is kind of paper adjacent products. So it totally makes sense. So as we're scrolling through this page, we see that they have tons of different Sharpie products, right? An exhaustive list of different types of Sharpie products and even multiple pages. And we see another couple of really key things that tell me from experience that this is likely to be a great supplier. For example, it says call or log in for pricing. And so this is really important because this tells us that they're a business, a company that works with other businesses, right? With people that are going to be buying in what we call small bulk, a handful of items, and then going to be reselling them somewhere. And so you don't get access to this pricing until you go and you create an account with these suppliers. And we'll talk about that at the end of the video and tell you exactly what we do in order to open up accounts with suppliers with a really high success rate. So stick in for that. So tech distributors would absolutely be one that I would add to my list and I would reach out to in the future. So let's go ahead and let's move on. I'll leave that tab open so we can come back to them.
Just a quick question I have there as we're looking at that. Would you often find that the good suppliers, like their website is a little bit basic in nature, kind of like what we've seen so far? Or would you typically find like that's a sign? Is that a good or bad sign? Because obviously, if we're sourcing from China, which we're not in this case, but just like for when we do source from China with our own brands, we actually often see like the factory, the place where we actually want to order from, ideally, their websites are really poor. So is it similar here in that these wholesale distributors, their websites are a bit old fashioned, or what would you say to that?
Yeah, I'd say in most cases, the websites are a little bit more old fashioned, a little bit more dated than you would expect.
Yeah.
And so we'll talk about identifying a good supplier, reaching out to suppliers near the end of the video. but you're absolutely aligned with that. And so moving on here, we have Medcare LLC. Again, they have a number of different Sharpie products available, just a couple here, but you can see on the left-hand side, they have many different categories that you could potentially sell in as well. And then it also does say here what the suggested retail price is, not what we can buy it for. And then it does say, please contact us for latest costs and how to order wholesale from us. And then gives you the email that you'd send off to this supplier to be able to order with them. So that looks like another high quality, what we call supplier lead or potential supplier. Next, let's look at HSD Wholesale. So more than free shipping, wholesale pricing. So looks like they do offer free shipping, somewhat wholesale pricing as well. Again, we do see that log in or sign up, they likely want you to make an account. We do see one thing different here is they're actually displaying the price and they're even displaying the stock. And so this could be potentially a retail site that just offers better, kind of more wholesale pricing, or it could be at the end of the day a good supplier lead. And so we'll leave them on our list, but we'll show you how to deal with them a little bit later. Lastly, we have Great Lakes Wholesale International. And then again, right here, we see login to view prices, and it takes us directly to one of the Sharpie products. Another really important thing that we note here, they write it out in big printing. You'd get this information from all the suppliers that you would want to work with, and that is a minimum order. And we actually like to see a minimum order in place, right? Most retail websites that we use when we're shopping for products, we're used to seeing things like maybe $50 free shipping, but we can order any dollar amount. We can order one item if we'd like. In this business, again, we're buying what's called small bulk. And so we're going to have minimum orders, and supplier minimum orders are usually anywhere from about $250 upwards of maybe $1,000. And that's across an entire order, meaning you can have multiple different products, multiple different Sharpie or other brands that you add to the order. But the idea is they want to work with businesses that are buying wholesale volume. And it does say here, our prices are for wholesale volume trade. Our minimum order is only $750. So that's really important. That signifies a good wholesale supplier, is another tick in the box for a good wholesale supplier, so to speak. All right, so now we have a few actually great suppliers. So popping back to the brand sheet, let's just talk about some of these other brands and what we would do if we were gonna move forward and find additional suppliers. And so Barbie would be a fantastic item towards the Q4 or holiday season, as it's more in the toy section. Same thing with Lego. So we're kind of talking about the seasons in which we would buy these products. And then Ryobi tools are always good, kind of in that spring, summertime when most people are outdoors using tools, regardless of which brands we're choosing. And again, these are validated brands. We're just going to go through and find additional suppliers. So I'm quite happy with the suppliers we found. And so next, let's talk about the process of actually reaching out to these suppliers, how to actually increase your chances of opening up accounts and being successful with these suppliers, and how you would actually take it to the next step. So first thing we would do, and this is a bit of a tip on most of these supplier websites we'll do this for a couple and just check this out. You're going to find a contact us button, and usually it's either at the top or the bottom of the page. And on this specific website, it's on both. And so if you go to the contact us page, this supplier, again, talking about outdated old websites, they have a fax number only, no telephone number, but that's perfectly fine. They have both an email here as well as a contact form. And so what we would do is we'd fill out both the contact form and send them over an email to increase the chances of us getting a response from this company. And what we're going to do is we're going to send them a message and let them know very clearly what our intentions are and how we want to work with them, and even give them an idea of the types of products that we're interested in. And so we did our research on Sharpie, makes it very easy. What I would do is I'd go in, put my email, my name, again, I suppose my email address, outdated website again, And then anything else, I think this is a really important section. And so I would write something along the lines of, hi, my name is Mike Sieben, XYZ Retail, and you're going to insert whatever your business name is. And so we're keeping it very simple, very short. I came across your website and I was very interested in your line of Sharpie items, direct, straight to the point. These are the items that I'm looking at. Please send over an application to open up an account with you at your earliest convenience. So you're, again, saying what your intentions are. You want an application because that's how most suppliers work. They'll send you some paperwork to fill out, your name, your business information, simple contact details. You'll send that back and open up an account with them. And so by sending a nice, short, snappy message like this, it dictates what your intentions are, and it'll actually increase your chances of success and them actually getting back to you and replying. I would also, from your email, copy and paste this email and send the exact same message over just to increase the chances of them actually seeing this. Remember that these suppliers, between retail stores, other online retailers, Amazon sellers, probably get dozens, maybe hundreds of these types of messages all the time. And so you want to just stand out from the rest and make sure that your message is seen and increase your chances. I would go through and do this for all 4 of these suppliers, messages to them, whether it's a contact form, an email, or even pick up the phone and call them and do the most ways possible. And then also make sure if you don't hear back in about a week's time, seems to be the perfect number, that you're reaching back up, you're following up and ensuring that you can make contact with these suppliers.
Do we need to have like a branded email? So Mike at mycompanyname.com, or what do you think about that?
Yeah, I always recommend it. And the reason being is it looks very professional. It comes
Yeah.
across as somebody who has an established business, is concerned with being professional. And so we use Google Workspace. If you just Google Workspace, about $5 per month to get a domain, which you'll need to actually register that email. And then you can just do something like Mike at yourcompanysname.com. It looks professional. And again, we're standing out from the crowd. We're differentiating ourselves from all the other Yahoos and emails and all of those other things that are out there. And it really just increases your chances of success.
And then I'm really with suppliers too. I think one thing to understand is that generally speaking, it's a numbers game. So we would put these supplier leads into a supplier sheet. We'd reach out to many of those different suppliers. And some people might be wondering, like, do you go to like page 2 or 3 of Google, or do you just stick to page 1? What have you seen work well in that regard?
Yeah, absolutely. I like to go through and grab as many supplier leads as possible.
Yeah.
Again, this is going to be a numbers game. And the great thing about doing the work up front is now you're going to have a very long list of suppliers that you can come back to anytime you need more suppliers, anytime you're looking for new products in your business. You have a nice large list and you're only having to do the work once.